Hi book huggers, this is Jen, and I have questions. Again. So everyone get cozy, grab your beverage of choice, because I have my bookish question for the month. And this month it's all about aesthetics and covers and how those sort of things influence your reading life. And I'm coming to you with this because on top of getting involved with the booktube community, I've also recently sort of discovered the Bookstagram community on Instagram. And I've been on Instagram for a long time with my personal account, but I just sort of stumbled and fell down the rabbit hole of Bookstagram fairly recently. And I already had a complicated relationship with books and aesthetics and how a book cover looks. I'm not very picky about things like dog-earing pages or cracking spines. I really have no problem with that. I definitely wouldn't do that for a library book or a book that somebody loaned me, but I've always been much more interested in the content, and that's something that I feel very strongly about. I don't care if the spine is broken on a paperback, that just means that I wanted to get that much closer to the words. So I've never had a problem with that, but book covers and the way books are designed and packaged are a completely different thing. I am very swayed by a pretty cover. People used to make fun of me for it, and I finally just started saying, it was my way of supporting graphic design. The graphic design community and the graphic design artists of the world by purchasing their work. And that's kind of true. I would see a pretty cover, I would know nothing about the book, but the cover was so pretty or the book was so well designed that I would have to have it. It's just something that I have always been drawn to. And the opposite is also very true for me. If I am not drawn to a cover or I'm very much put off by a cover, I have a really hard time picking up that book and reading it, even if everything I've read or every person that I know has told me that I need to read this book. I find that to be a flaw in my character, honestly. And I brought up Bookstagram earlier because I don't know if it's helping or hurting this fascination with covers and the way books look for me, because there's so many beautiful pictures on there of beautiful covers, usually UK covers. I find very often that I'm drawn more to the UK covers for books than I am for the US covers. I think that to me a lot of the UK covers are better designed, they look more like art, and that the US covers very often will have photographic covers, which I'm not drawn to, which is strange because I love taking pictures and being a photographer. I'm a very complex individual, I guess. Anyway, I feel like I'm paying a lot more attention to how a book looks. I don't think I'm consciously asking myself, when I pick up a book at a bookstore, do I want to get this because the cover's really pretty and I want to take a picture of it? But maybe that's going on in the background. I just find it interesting. I find it's coming up a lot more in my thoughts and maybe influencing some things that I didn't expect when I started this journey in these online book communities. It's given me a lot to think about, and I think that's why I'm bringing it to you guys this month. My question for you this month is, how do you feel about that? How do covers influence the way you read? Do they come into play at all? Do you care about them at all? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back next month with another question, and if you have a question that you'd like me to think about or talk about, hit me up in the comments or hit me up on Twitter, and I will take those into consideration. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye! If you are a fan of question and answer videos, usually of the non-bookish sort, I have a fantastic brother who has his own YouTube channel. It's called Answers with Joe, and he takes questions from you guys, and they are very often sciencey, because he's, I guess, way smarter than me. Just really hard for me to say. Anyway, he's also very funny, and you should go check him out. It's Answers with Joe, and I will link it in the bookshelves.